Snapdragon X2 Elite PCs are still a few months away from reaching users' hands. We know that Qualcomm is betting big on it, and new benchmark results for the X2 Elite suggest the company is close to closing performance gaps with Apple. The numbers come from early testing of a pre-production Asus ZenBook shared by the YouTube channel Hardware Canucks. Asus allowed the outlet to run a set of CPU and productivity-focused benchmarks on a machine powered by the Snapdragon X2 Elite. To note, the laptop is running early firmware and drivers, and the silicon itself isn't final. So, consider these results are just a snapshot of what the chip is capable of. Even so, the results are interesting. Qualcomm's newest chip was tested at 31W, which puts it just 5W higher than Apple's M5, capped at 26W in these comparisons. Despite that relatively small power gap, the Snapdragon X2 Elite managed to outperform the M5 in 3 out of 5 benchmarks, while also pulling well ahead of the first-generation Snapdragon X Elite. For instance, the X2 Elite performed extremely well in Blender and Handbrake, completing the tasks noticeably faster than Apple's M5. However, Apple still leads in single-core performance. In Cinebench 2024's single-core test, the M5 scored 200 points, while the X2 Elite topped out at 146. Apple's chip is roughly 37% faster in this specific scenario, even though Qualcomm's new silicon shows a sizable jump over the original X Elite. In the multi-core test, however, the Snapdragon X2 Elite posted a score of 1,432, beating the M5's 1,153 and leaving the older Snapdragon X Elite far behind. Beyond benchmarks, there's a big unanswered question around battery life.